It's just a fanfiction, a story written by me, a writer. This has nothing to do with mentioned ideal BTS members, real life event, behavior or characteristics. Pics, sound, videos which are used in this video are not mine. Credit goes to rightful owners. But the editing and the storyline is mine. Do not copy it. Vine was folding her clothes in her new apartment when she heard the doorbell ring. She looked at the clock which showed it's 11 p.m. She frowned. She didn't have any friends that would visit her. Her co-workers would just call her before visiting her house only if they had some urgent work for lab. She didn't even order any food. So who was it? She chose to ignore the doorbell since it's too late at night. She resumed her work, but again the doorbell rang, then again. When the doorbell rang for the third time, she couldn't ignore it. If I don't check, the doorbell will be kept ringing. She took her phone and set 911 on her speed dial. If someone creeping was outside her door, she would call 911 immediately. She then went towards the main door while clutching her phone tightly. She placed her one eye on the door hole and peeked through it, her eyes widened seeing the person outside the door. Her lips parted and she uttered in a low voice, "Jungkook." She stood there frozen until she heard the doorbell ring again. She came back to her senses. She opened the door and saw. It took a long time to open the door. She looked at him. His shirt was disheveled, hair messy, tie hanging loose. His eyes were filled with dark circles. He looked thin. "It's quite late. I thought," she told him while letting him in her house. "You here? I haven't gotten good sleep in days. Will you let me sleep beside you?" Hearing him, her eyebrows furrowed in confusion. She opened her mouth to ask something but was stopped by his words. "Please, don't ask anything." She looked at the man she loved. He looked so vulnerable while asking her those. "The bedroom is this way," she said while extending her hand towards the bedroom direction. He nodded and said, "Come then." "Where?" "To your bedroom. Won't you sleep?" I will, but please, Vine, just come and sleep. Whatever questions are in your mind, just ask tomorrow, please." Vine looked at his eyes, which seemed very tired. She couldn't say no to him and went to her bedroom. As soon as Jungkook settled on her bed, he took her in his embrace while she gasped. Before she could say anything, she heard his soft snoring indicating he is asleep. She sighed and soon drifted into her own dreamland while being in his embrace. After all, she also missed his embrace. Next day at morning. Soft sun rays were coming from the open window and was kissing Jungkook's cheeks. The bright sun rays made him squint. He then placed his hand and found the bed empty. He sat on the bed. He ran his palm through his whole face and let out a yawn. After so many days, yesterday he actually got a good sleep. He picked up his phone from the nightstand and saw the time. It was 7 in the morning. He frowned seeing. Where is she? She doesn't wake up this early during Sundays. He was about to get up from the bed and look for her, but he heard the bedroom door open. Soft walking sound could be heard along with her voice. "Oh, You woke up. I was about to call you. You must be hungry, so come at breakfast table quickly after freshening up. Saying that, she started to go back when he called her. Why? We will talk after breakfast, Jungkook. I am very hungry. Without caring about his reply, she went out. She must have noticed my hollow cheeks. He shied and did what was told nevertheless. After the breakfast, what was your reason behind yesterday's sudden visit at late night? Wine asked Jungkook while both were sitting on the living room sofa after the breakfast. You believe it or not, I was really sleep deprived. After you left, I just couldn't sleep more than 3 hours in our bedroom. Her heart skipped a beat after hearing after bedroom. She looked away from him as her condition was same as him for the past few days. Though that was not fully the reason why I came here. I was searching medicine for my headache before coming here. While doing so, I opened the nightstand drawer beside our bed. I didn't find the medicines, but I found a letter. A love letter to be precise. Not very old. Looking into the paper, it seemed to be maybe just a month old writing. Give a check. Vi's heart started to beat faster as she remembered something. It was written for me. He took out the folded letter from his pocket and started to read it out loud. My dear Jungkook, I don't know why I am feeling so nervous and shy while writing this. It's just you only whom I am writing to. Maybe everyone feels this way. I wouldn't know though. This is my first time. Not just writing but also the lines of these letters too. When I first met you, you really annoyed me with your ridiculous question. I wanted nothing but to never show your face again. But fate had another plan for us. For me, I was so trapped in my debts, exam fees, emptying my rented apartment while nowhere to go to that time. Being an orphan since birth, I didn't even had any relatives to look up to. I was on the verge of breaking down, thinking what I would do if I couldn't write my exam. I didn't have anything. Food, shelter, money, then your offer came to my mind. I ran towards you madly that time. I am so thankful to you that your offer was still valid that time. Now I have graduated from college and I am truly grateful to you. Though, mister, don't you dare to think yourself as my guardian angel or knight in a shining armor. Cause that day you were not. Whatever gave me that day, I had to pay for that. Sure, my payment to you wasn't money, but that was not worthless too. I was your mistress, and your friends and neighbors knew that. Most of them looked at me like I was some sort of dirt. But you never did, Taehyung, never. True, you never protested when the luxury shop workers whispered of me being a gold digger, cause maybe I am. But you never gave me any of their looks either. You never once questioned why you were not allowed to touch the luxury items without wearing gloves, whereas you are the one who bought them though it was not in our initial deal. It was never in our deal either to buy nail paint for me every time you went to mall. But you did. You even noticed each color palette I liked the most and bring only that type of nail paint. Taehyung, very. Not because most of the time you bought expensive nail paints, but because you took time to decide which color I would like to wear next or which color I don't have. I was also touched when you would ask me what I wanted to eat whenever we went to restaurant instead of ordering just what you like, because you had more restaurant manners than me. You never get annoyed when I become nervous while entering those restaurants. Yes, there were some days too when you behave just like how rich people does, high and mighty, but that can always be easily forgotten, cause your previous mentioned gestures made my day. I felt wanted, Taehyung, wanted. Not gonna lie, the night I agreed to be your mistress, I felt more dirty than I usually felt, remembering how I was left on garbage after my birth. But now when I spent so much time with you, I don't feel dirty anymore while remembering my birth. Now don't think I am writing this letter to you for Thanksgiving. Nope, I am writing this to convey to you my feelings. I want you to know that I am falling in love with you, truly, deeply. Not because you are handsome or rich, though it's bonus, cause you unknowingly gathered the pieces of mine I was afraid to touch. I know I have broken the deal all mistresses are followed, but I am not sorry. How can one not love a person like you, Taehyung? I am not telling you my feelings because I want you to accept me as your girlfriend or anything. I am telling you so that you know in this planet now there will always be a person by whom you will never be unloved. I hope you will respect my love for you because your opinions matter to me very much. One more thing, I now want to end this relationship or deal, not because I hopefully get a job, because I don't want to taint my love for you by taking money in return. Hope you will understand my decision. If you want, I can still be your mistress, but please don't give me money in return anymore. Yours always, Ryan. Jungkook finished the reading and Ryan let out a curse. The night she asked Jungkook about his opinion on a relationship, she had written the letter that day. She forgot about keeping the letter there. There was a brief moment of silence between them. Won't you say anything now? She remained silent, much unlikely the Ryan he knew. So he grabbed her arm and turned her around to make her face him. But still, she didn't look into his eyes. Say something. Are you disgusted with me now? Her voice was almost like a whisper. He frowned at her question. Disgusted? She nodded her head. Why would I get disgusted? Didn't you say it that day? You won't like the emotion love. You were sounding so disgusted while saying the word love. So you didn't tell me anything because my opinions mattered to you. Ryan nodded her head while tears formed in her eyes. I peacefully wanted to end the deal. I never thought that day we would argue so much. She couldn't help but broke down in front of him. He quickly took her in his embrace and started to pat her back, whereas she cried softly in his arms. I did not want you to remember me as some bitter memory. I understand, totally. Few minutes later, her cries died down. Only hiccups left. He brought water for her and made her drink that. He then softly told her, the couple I was telling you about that day is my parents, Ryan. My parents. Ryan's eyes widened hearing him. Mr. and Mrs. Jeon, but they are always stay as their rock. They are so admired as celebrity couple. Jungkook let out a dry laugh. That's the thing, right? Seeing closely how fake can a couple be, how dad always begged mom to stop, how mom promised every time only to break it again, made my belief in relationship crushed. I have seen all this not only from adulthood but also from my preteen. For my mom, it was an arranged marriage, a business deal, but for my dad, it was a love at first sight. Though they try to be good parents but fail to teach me moral values about relationship. I wish my dad was brave enough to walk out of this marriage. I love my mom as she never abandoned me, but I can't unsee how unworthy she is as a partner. After you left me that day, Ryan, I couldn't do anything without feeling empty. I missed you every damn second. My house didn't feel like home again, Ryan, just like before your arrival. I was drinking most of the time to keep that emptiness away from me. I couldn't walk, sleep, or eat properly. But that's not good. Look what you did to your health. I have vowed all my life to never be like my father, but now look what I am doing. Pathetic, ain't I? No, you are not. The Jeon can never be pathetic. Look closely, Ryan. Do you see any resemblance of the Jungkook you saw the day you left? You are making me feel like this. You are making me feel like this. I am making you feel like that. But I never intend to. I always wish good in your life. If you don't want me to feel like this, then come with me. How can I come with you? I broke the rule. I fall for you. A rule is no longer a rule in a binary contract when both parties broke it. She looked into his eyes as her heart started to beat loudly against her chest. I also love you, truly, deeply. She hugged him tightly as a small drop of tears started to flow from her eyes. If it's you, then I can take the risk to put my trust on relationships even after seeing my parents. I hope you never betray me just like 1.5 years. I would never betray you too. Vine shook her head while still being in his embrace. I would never break you. A person doesn't break his own home. Now, does he? They both hugged each other tightly. You know what Jimin said to me? That I was behaving as if my Juliet left me. Guess what? He was right. My dumb self just couldn't notice it before. I am happy that you feel the same way as me. To be honest, I have never imagined that the Jeon Jungkook would love an orphan like me. He rolled his eyes. You didn't even know, Ryan, how lonely I was before you came. I was surrounded by many people, but still lonely. You listened to my thoughts on different situations. People matters without judging me. With you, I didn't need to be cautious. I always enjoyed our pillow talks. Broke the hug and made her look at him. Now, you will come with me home, right? Ryan looked into his eyes, replied after a few seconds, Yes, but I will still pay you back the money. Face became pale hearing her. I didn't mean to say those words that day. You don't need to pay me anything. I wasn't going to accept the money even if I didn't found your letter. I know, but still, I want to pay you back, just for my satisfaction. Okay then, if you want, but please, promise to not bring money between us again. I won't ever bring money too. Ryan nodded while smiling. Both again hugged each other, content to be with each other again.